Can you hear me now?
What?
There was no sound. We just did that whole rant. Nobody heard it.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, come on, man.
I don't know.
That was a you thing.
Because my computer resets on a daily basis, and it's just, we went away from this place, and all of a sudden, nothing worked. It's just, I don't know how that happened. We weren't here, and then everything went just to poo in a handbasket, and nobody's walked in the door.
Good Lord.
I'm going to have an embolism, and I've been back here for 7 minutes.
Well, see, that's how your mice, the battery ran out on your mice. They were running across the board, changing things.
Everything reset. So here's let me give you a fun little setup. At some point, the power went off. I didn't know that. That's news to me.
It's a hell of a start to the new year.
Yeah, guess what happens when the power resets? All of my shit resets, dude.
We haven't talked about anything groundbreaking.
No,
the only things that we
bitched.
have talked about is that I apologized for not showing up, or for us not having a show yesterday. Jeremy doesn't do cold weather things.
No.
He got stuck on the interstate for 14 hours one time in a mail truck with an open window. It didn't have no gas in it. So he ended up in a frozen igloo, and he doesn't go outside when the temperature dips and there's white flakes on the ground.
Yeah, I don't.
So
I don't do ice. If you want that to not be a problem, then move me to a place where it doesn't snow. Outside of that, yeah, you get what you get. I'm a house cat, and I am what I am.
Yeah. Anyway, so today is Overreaction Tuesday. We welcome everybody into the program. If you did not tune in with us on Sunday, shame on you. You should always tune in with us on Sunday mornings.
I kicked your shit in.
I think you beat me by 2 games.
It should have been way worse than that, because I was sitting there going, I should take the Jets because this is too many points, and I feel like this game's going to stay closer than people think. Well, look what happened.
Yeah.
And you had a receiver go absolute full lunatic.
About all of that. That hurts, man. And what a way to start out the new year. Like, I've seen all of the memes of everybody's like, oh, this is going to be a better year. And second day of January, Antonio Brown's flipped his shit and he's running half naked across the football field.
Yeah,
like, what? If last year wasn't crazy enough, folks, this is what we're in store for 2022.
Yeah, show of hands if you saw the video I made for TikTok.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, you want me to express myself? There you go.
I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like, what in the world could you possibly think you were going to gain out of doing that? Nothing is rational with this guy. Like,
with Antonio Brown?
Right. Like, every time we get to this, but like, he'd be good for a little bit, and then eventually something's going to explode.
And to me, not expecting that out of Antonio Brown is kind of just that's kind of like the first reference to Tammy of the year. Kind of like the girl that put cigarettes out on your couch being like, well, son of a bitch, she knocked my windshield out with a crowbar. Who would have thunk it?
Right.
And if I hear one more, well, they weren't going to let him hit his escalators. If that's a defense to you, first of all, it's not true. Second of all, if that's a defense to you, you're a moron. And that is the nicest way I can put that. I have seen every bit of defense of Antonio Brown. Bruce Arians has been in this league since, I think, the dawn of time.
Right.
He said, I've never seen that before. Yeah. Ever. I've never seen a player do that.
No, because no rational person would ever do that.
But he's not a rational person.
He's not a rational person. We know this over and over and over again. How many segments have we done on this show over the last 4 years of Antonio Brown needs to get mental help? And we all hope he gets the help that he can do. And it's like yesterday, we're right back into it. That was like the first thing that came up. Tom Brady talking about we should really show compassion and we should we really love him, and there's truth to that. But maybe, come on, man.
And maybe I'm not being sentimental enough to this, but if you expected me to be, welcome to the show because this is the first time you've ever seen this.
You're not the most sensitive
When
guy.
did we all of a sudden start going, well, but mental health for people that are just Looney Tunes? I've heard the CTE thing.
Because everybody has to be understood.
I've heard the CTE thing. I've heard everything. Or, and maybe I'm being spicy, Maybe he's just an asshole. Like,
which is that?
Anybody ever thought of that? That maybe the guy who froze his tootsies off in Las Vegas is just a dick.
He's a certified sociopath. Certified sociopath.
Well, he's a narcissist.
You cannot tell me.
Things don't go my way, and I just go, boo, way. I gotta take off my jersey. Right. The reaction of the coaches is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Because they're just looking at him going, what is he doing?
Right.
What is the crazy person doing now?
And I did love how there was, so apparently Tom talks to him. And then
it all was good.
And then it was Mike and who was the other one? There was Mike Evans and somebody else were trying to hold him back. You're right. They were like, dude, don't do this. Come back. And he just went, no, I'm done. Screw it. I'm out. They want me to play football. And how dare they ask me to play football?
And then,
that's what this was all about.
And then he puts out his single after he does this. You know what? Let's just talk about the timeline, okay? Since this is a mental health thing and he's so misunderstood. That's all entirely possible. Or you're just an asshole.
Right.
Because this is a person that ripped off every Tampa Bay Buccaneer piece of clothing he had, all the way down to the pads. Then hypes up the New York crowd on his way out. Then calls an Uber and does a live Instagram video with the Uber driver.
Right.
First of all, Uber driver, as somebody that does marketing things, good for you. Because that is seeing an opportunity and capitalizing on it. By the way, can we stop calling everybody by their rap name or their
rap
Yeah,
name?
because the Uber driver was like, Grandmaster Uber Dave or some shit. He's fucking Dave, okay? Let's call Dave what Dave is.
Yeah, but I couldn't get at Dave. I could only get at Super Ninja Dave or whatever it is. Like
Super Hip Master Flex Fat Ass Double Chin Dave is live with Antonio Brown. Can we stop
but you
that,
remember,
please?
You remember.
No, I don't, because I've not got the name right yet.
But you're hitting on it close, and if you did the search, you might find it.
So then you do that. You post a picture of you going, well, I tried on Instagram, and then you drop your single after all of this.
Yeah.
That is not mental health problems. That is narcissism problems. There's a big fuck difference. I was married to one of them. I've seen this with my own two ojos many times.
But narcissism is a mental state, and so
it's an asshole state.
I know.
Well, I know we live in a society where nobody ever gets told no. I'm going to tell you no. All right, that's not a mental health problem. That's an asshole problem.
Dude just lost his stuff. He absolutely lost it, and he'll never play again. He will never play in the NFL again.
He will go.
He can now go be the star in the XFL or the whatever fledgling league.
He's not going to any other league. He's going to be a social media influencer, which, by the way, as somebody that can be categorized as that, is the most infuriating 3-word phrase in the English language.
Right.
Ooh, in the comments, name me 3 words that are more annoying put together than social media influencer.
You wish you were one. This should
be good.
You wish you were one.
Technically, we are.
Yeah.
Oh, we're very low level.
Low level.
That's fine.
Very low level.
And we're going to do big things this year.
That's right. We got big things coming. Who knows? We may be hitting the surface or hitting the rooftop.
All right. We got to do some we got to do some cleanup of YouTube comments here. Okay. Let's see. Boop. I'm your huckleberry. That was for Devin telling us that our mics weren't on. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Devin.
I'm your huckleberry.
And that was for Michael Whiteside, who beat
the champ
Tank and I both to win the Radio Ranch League.
The champ.
I was Chuck G. That's the first 2-pointer of the social justice warrior. Yep. You are the leader in the clubhouse for today's Speaker of the House of Reprehensibles, because I didn't think of that one, and that's a good old good one.
Mm-hmm. That is very
Joshua
good
Pinnock said Dallas Cowboys win. I don't really think you're going to have to worry about that one. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, it was a fun week in the NFL. Obviously, Antonio Brown taking a lot of
Adam Black said Biden-Harris 24. And another 2-pointer.
Oh. Worst 3-word phrases in the lexicon.
Joe Biden.
Let's go. Oh.
That's
all right, I thought, wait. I thought we were going to do the no politics thing.
Well, we do the no politics thing. That doesn't mean I can't make jokes. Anyway, so Antonio Brown obviously has lost his shit. He will never play in the NFL again. Nope, he gone. Bye.
Nobody's ever going to give him another shot.
Yep, and I'm already tired of talking about him. So
and we're moving on. So yeah, my team almost lost to the Jets.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: you're not very good.
No.
If you went into first of all, NFC goes through Green Bay.
Yep.
Good luck with that. Do you remember before the year I told you, and you disagreed with me quite vehemently? I said, if I had to take any team to be in the Super Bowl, I'll take the Green Bay Packers, and it's not all that close.
Yeah.
And they're not a Super Bowl. Yeah, they are. They're the best team in the NFC, and it's not even really debatable.
You're right. You are right. I've been saying for 3 weeks now, if I had to put money on a team to win the Super Bowl, it would be the Green Bay Packers.
God, I can't even keep grading the comments, because basically anything that shoots shit at Joe Biden, vaccines, or anything like that, just assume that that's a 2-pointer for you.
Right. No, I mean, Green Bay has become a team that I did not think they were at the beginning of the season. We all know Aaron Rodgers. You know how big of a fan of Aaron Rodgers I am and how much I love Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones and all those pieces. I didn't believe in the defense. And the defense has been really friggin' incredible all season long. And here's the thing, they're only getting stronger because they're going to get Zadarius Smith back. He's going to be back by the playoffs. They're going to get Jair Alexander back, who just wound up on the COVID list again. This is the scariest team in the NFL.
By quite a margin.
Right. Yes, I agree with you. That Tampa Bay team goes to Green Bay again, if they can make it that far. It's going to be rough.
Johnson, he has been a member for 3 months, and he asked, will the Titans really get Derrick Henry back healthy? Yeah, they will. Yeah, they're gonna, because they're going to be the one seed in the AFC, which is still just dumbfounding to me. How can you be that bad for a month? Mm-hmm. You got the piss beat out of you by the Texans. You're still going to be the one.
But remember how damn dominant they were. And remember when the injury happened and you said, oh, this is it. Tennessee's over. And I'm like, no. Remember, all they have to do is pick up 2 more wins to clinch, because they already had 8 wins at that point. And what have they done? They've played, it hasn't looked pretty. It hasn't been pretty at all. It's been a whole lot of Deontay Foreman bullshit. Bud Dupree out on injury. He comes back 3 weeks later, and that defense looks incredible.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Is Tennessee the team you fear most in the AFC?
No.
It's not mine either. It's not mine either. Now, can I tell you Tennessee can beat anybody? Absolutely.
Yep.
I still believe you have a great big Ryan Tannehill problem.
I agree.
Scariest team in the AFC.
It's the Cincinnati Bengals.
It's the Cincinnati motherfucking Bengals.
The Cincinnati Bengals.
There's some shit I didn't think I was going to say. Okay, First of all, I have to comment this. My wife would have probably won the millionaire if she hadn't asked for my advice on her DraftKings lineup.
No.
She had David Montgomery.
Uh-huh.
She had Jamar Chase.
Uh-huh.
She had Joe Burrow.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Who else do you have? She had somebody else that went just nanners.
Rashad Penny.
Yep. She had Rashad Penny.
Yeah.
There was another one, and I can't remember who it was. It was somebody that I went, that doesn't make any sense, and I changed it.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard about that no less than 11 times.
He changed it.
The scariest team in the AFC is Cincinnati Bengals. Here's why. There's no perfect team in the AFC.
No.
None. No. There's no team that's even overly scary in the AFC. There's one thing the Cincinnati Bengals can do that no other team really in the AFC can do.
What's that?
They can run, and they can beat you passing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Burrow is a dude.
Mm-hmm.
A dude. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure there's a quarterback in the NFL I would rather have for the long term right now than Joe Burrow.
I'd agree with that.
Armchair commentary. 3-month member, he said this mug looked fine as hell.
Nice.
369, damn she fine. Move it to me. Talk it to me one more time.
What did they turn red or something?
No, they turned gold.
Oh, they turned gold.
Yeah, that's back to the original. Let logo for the 3-monthers.
Oh, I got you. All right. Well, glad you're along for the ride with us. Share it out with your friends. Tell them to subscribe and join the House of Reprehensibles as well.
Oh, and guess
Cincinnati is frightening. But here's the thing with Cincinnati. I still feel like they're skating on a very thin edge.
In what way?
In the way that I still don't believe in that offensive line. And it doesn't matter. They've won games and they've looked freaking amazing. And it only takes one.
Joe Burrow has been hit more than any quarterback in the NFL.
I know. And
it has not mattered. Now, here's the question, because I've heard that offensive line thing. Hell, I've said that offensive line thing a bunch of times. Be really honest with yourself. What team in the AFC does that scare you against?
I mean, it scares me against Kansas City.
Shouldn't.
To think about Chris Jones coming at my quarterback like that.
And how'd that work out for you?
I get it.
Beat.
I get it. But it only takes that one time. And how did every Cincinnati Bengals fan feel at the end of that game when he couldn't take the last 2 snaps and he's hobbling off the field?
He didn't take the last 2 snaps because he hurt his hand, and you would never put a quarterback with a hurt hand under center to take a knee. By the way, Zach Taylor, chestnut checkers. I have heard, the end game, the play call was so bad. No, it was fucking brilliant. It was brilliant.
To burn the clock like that.
2 times you had the ball at the goal line where all the ball carrier had to do is stretch the ball out. Neither one of them did it. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And then Amy and I were sitting there watching this game, and they line up to go for it on 4th down. And she's like, why would you do that? Because if you give the ball back to Pat Mahomes, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
Straight up. And so what do? You take advantage of the rules as they're set, because if you throw the ball from the 1-yard line, there's about 7 things that can happen, and there's only one of them that's bad. Well, 2. You could throw it to the other team.
Right.
And it could hit the ground. Or you could just realize that I have 3 receivers that you cannot defend, and one of them's probably going to get held. And they did, which is exactly how that should have gone. Chestnut checkers, Cincinnati is terrifying. But you still answer the question that I asked.
Yeah.
All right, Cincinnati, they got Chris Jones. The pass rush sucks. Okay, outside of Chris Jones, yeah, I get that Melvin Ingram's been good and all that shit. It doesn't matter. You can't cover anybody in the back end. They literally tapped out on Jamar Chase. I don't think I've ever seen an NFL team do that, where they looked at Jamar Chase and went, well, we could put L'Jarius Sneed on him, but he can't stop him anyway. So we're just going to throw him on T. Higgins and let Jamar Chase do whatever he does, because they don't have another alternative.
Right.
They had no other option. It was, he's going to beat our brains out. So we can put our corner on somebody that he can actually stop, or we can have 3 receivers that we have no shot at. So I really don't care about your pass rush. New England, you can't shoot out with me.
Yeah.
You get Mac Jones, I get Joe Burrow. Advantage me by a lot.
Agreed.
Tennessee Titans, you get Ryan Tannehill, I get Joe Burrow. Now, can you bleed the clock out with Derrick Henry? Sure. I'm not saying they're infallible and there's no shot they're going to beat.
And they do have the pass rush. They have found a pass rush.
And that's completely fine.
Okay.
I don't
But
care.
for me, that's what my one, my one fence sitting thing with Cincinnati. Other than that, I mean,
can Tennessee shoot out with them? No. The answer's no.
I don't know.
The
when
answer's
Derrick
no.
Henry comes back,
you have no receivers. Cool. Run Derrick Henry. Run him to the fucking ground. Because you're going to go on these 15-play drives, and then I'm going to get the ball, and I'm going to cut through you like a hot knife through butter, because you don't have anybody that can slow down Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Nobody. Be honest with yourself right now. How many receivers are better in this league right now than Jamar Chase? And this is tough for me to say because I didn't like the kid.
I don't know. There's 3 maybe.
I think you're probably being too high. I think you're probably too high.
Right.
It's Devontae Adams, because he's just good. God almighty, he's good.
Cooper.
I don't think Cooper Cup's better than him.
Cup's better?
I don't think Cooper Cup's a better receiver. I think he's a
Justin
good static
Jefferson.
accumulator. That's the other one I had.
Yeah.
2 of the top 3 receivers in the NFL are guys that I absolutely hated. This is why you listen to me on quarterbacks, you listen to me on tight ends, you listen to me on running backs, basically anything on defense. Receivers, hadn't gone great for me all the time.
DeAndre Hopkins when he's healthy.
Generations.
I feel like I need to throw that name in there.
Who?
DeAndre Hopkins when he's healthy.
I'm out.
Really?
Hadn't been healthy in 2 years.
You're just done.
Hadn't been healthy in 2 damn years.
Okay.
So I'm good. He's still in the top 6. But right now, Jamar Chase or DeAndre Hopkins, it's Jamar Chase and it's not even close. To me, they're not even in the same ballpark. And I get 2 receivers. T. Higgins is probably in the top 15 of receivers in the league. And Tyler Boyd's in the top 30 to 35.
All right.
Oh, and by the way, I have a top 5 running back sitting behind one of the elite quarterbacks in this league. That Bengals team is terrifying. And now one of these mediocre wildcard teams is going to have to go in there and try to beat them in Cincinnati.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. And again, the offensive line is the only thing that I can say about the Bengals that kind of scares me.
Joshua Penix said DeAndre Hopkins was healthy last year. No, he wasn't. He was in and out of the lineup constantly. Mm-hmm. He didn't miss games, but he did that Julio Jones thing where he would play and he would be completely ineffective.
Right.
He was a decoy. Now, last year they didn't have A.J. Green and Rondale Moore.
He scored like 12 touchdowns. How's he a decoy?
Well, I mean, you can score. I didn't say he was hurt in every single game. I said he had nagging injuries throughout the entire year.
Okay.
Oh, Devin Joba.
I'm your huckleberry.
Governor Roy Cooper. There's your 3-word phrase that'll piss you off.
Man.
That's another good one.
Yeah, we're going full in. Going full in. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. We encourage more and more super chats as they go to help us keep everything running and help us upgrade the equipment here for a wonderful year.
I just feel like Cincinnati came out on Sunday and looked at the AFC and said,
"The disrespect around this place is ending today."
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they came out and did exactly what I thought they could do. That's why I had them. That's why I picked them to win that game. It was time to show. Are you for real? Or are you still going to play like children, so to speak? And they became men.
that Bengals team is terrifying.
Yeah, they became men. Joe Burrow did not back down from the challenge. Jamar Chase is an absolute freak. And, yeah, they are the scariest team in the AFC right now. I mean, they're the 3 seed, and I won't be surprised to see them run through it. I mean, everybody else, Indianapolis has let me down.
0 chance that they lose to the Las Vegas Raiders.
Wow.
Yeah, I got back to just right where you're just right there. You've led this shit for 10 weeks, and now I'm sitting here like, the hardest week of all projections. Yeah. This sets up for you to get squished like a bug.
Oh, no. This is gonna be my choke. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah, because this is the last week of the season, so you have to pick every game first.
I have to be at a disadvantage because
you're the leader.
Because I'm the leader.
Because all you have to do is agree with every word that came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And I win. Doesn't matter what I do. Fuck that. Facts don't care about your feelings.
He said fuck.
You want to talk all your shit? You get to pick every game first.
Right. Yay!
I get to take my shots where I choose to.
Okay.
Classic Clay. Oh, wait, wrong one. I almost hit the wrong button.
I'm your huckleberry.
Welcome to the House of Reprehensibles.
Yes, sir.
I feel like that earned one of these two.
I'm here for the gangbang?
Yeah. Welcome in, Clay.
Yeah. This is there is no banging because it's all dudes, and we don't do that shit here. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You do what you want to do. It's totally fine.
No, there's typically only one woman around, and I don't think Jeremy's going to be
nope, and I got news for you. In a fight, I'd take her over damn near all of you.
That's absolutely true. Absolutely true. All right, you just want to go in game order here?
No, I don't, because there's a bunch of games that didn't mean shit. We got about 6 topics to get to here because we have a lot of shit to do before the afternoon show. Not being here for a couple weeks makes it to be a big old bitch when you come back.
The Arizona Cardinals go down to Dallas and get a win 25-22.
And how much did you take away from that from Arizona?
I felt like it was it was one of those gutsy had to win kind of games of, I feel like there's a lot of flaws in Dallas. And I'm not saying that, the Cardinals are where I thought they were going into the week.
Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys in just a few words.
I'm broke as shit and I don't mind saying it.
And the Arizona Cardinals in just a few words.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
Neither of these teams is worth anything?
I don't give a fuck about either of these teams.
Really?
I don't care even in the least. The Dallas I have never in my life, I'm calling the Dallas Cowboy defense from here on out Kim Kardashian, because I have never seen somebody get complimented more for doing absolutely fucking nothing. Mm-hmm. How many corners in the NFL have allowed more passing yards than Trayvon Diggs?
Oh, none.
It's 0.
Yeah.
He gets just deep fried on a regular basis.
Right.
But he has so many interceptions. When you get thrown at that many times, of course you do.
Right.
Unless you have 10 thumbs, you're going to have 5. I mean, shit, every once in a while you're going to fall down or there's going to be a bad pass.
Right.
Oh, shit, that's mine. Because he was way past me.
So Trayvon Diggs, while good in spurts, sucks ass, is what we're saying.
I'm not saying he sucks. I'm saying he is a very stereotypical, mediocre corner.
Okay.
He can have tremendous games where, I had 2 picks. Yeah, because you were getting picked on.
Mm-hmm.
And Anthony Brown, not real good. If the pass rush doesn't get home, there is nothing to be worried about with that Cowboys defense. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And before any Cowboy fan says this, but he fumbled with 2 minutes to go. Yeah, and if your dumbass coach would stop calling his timeouts, you might have been able to do something about that.
Right.
But you didn't, because he did. So tough shit.
It always comes down in the end, somehow, some way, it can be all tied back to Mike McCarthy and his poor management skills.
And if I had bigger boobies and dimples, I'd probably be a fucking millionaire. But I don't, and I'm not. So...
No, I mean, I know you're done with him. We can just put him on the scrap heap of history. But, I mean, DeAndre Hopkins, he is still a thing. He's not just a decoy, and he comes back for a playoff run. This is still a scary team.
Healthy. And I don't think he'll be healthy. Be really honest with yourself. The Cardinals are not going to win this division because the Rams are not losing next week.
No, they are not.
And by the way, Cardinals.
It was going to make things interesting.
Okay, Cardinals, damn it. You play the Seahawks. I want that second pick in the top 10.
You got to beat the Cardinals for Jeremy.
I'm going to be at this draft. This is setting up to where we have 4 picks in the top 39. Okay? Okay.
Oh, no, Seattle's feeling it.
Them.
They just beat the hell out of the Lions. They're on top of the world, right?
That Lions team sucks something awful.
They do.
But
they
by
do.
God, I was right about
but hell, if
Brown.
it was Russell Wilson's last game in Seattle, what a hell of a send-off that was.
But by God, I was right about Amon St. Brown.
Yes, you were.
Good Lord, he is good at football.
Mm-hmm.
He is better at football than I thought he was. And that's saying something because I think I said his name about 400 times.
Right.
Speaking of that, draft content starts this week. Top 10 quarterbacks is it's not top 10. I'm obsessed with the number 13, so we have a top 13 at every position. Mm-hmm. And the number 1 quarterback is not who you think it is.
Ah, all right. Look for that coming up later on this week. So Dallas and Arizona, despite the fact that they're probably going to face off against each other in the playoff game, but neither of them are going to be threats to the team next in line.
Who are they going to beat?
I don't know. I don't know because it would, they may go up against the Rams.
They're not beating the Rams.
About that.
No, they're not beating the Rams. And Kyler Murray was very, very good, and that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I still look at Cliff Kingsbury and go, "You're not very good at this. You're just not." The Dallas Cowboys, as of right now, would take on Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one of you has to win. They will not let that game end in a tie.
Right.
And then the winner of that gets Green Bay if everything holds serve.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're going to go into Lambeau and beat Aaron Rodgers. All right. Sure you are.
This is going to be fun.
Sure you are.
Yeah. No, they'll absolutely get smoked in the next round. They better hope that they face off against each other because I don't know that they could beat anybody else that's in the playoffs.
It just depends on where everything falls. If Dallas catches Philadelphia, yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But San Francisco? I don't like you against San Francisco.
Well, hold up. We don't even know that San Francisco is going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to make the playoffs.
First off.
They're going to make the playoffs. And you know why they're going to make the playoffs? Because I feel like no Justin loving God will ever allow a team quarterback by Taysom fucking Hill to make the playoffs.
By the way, what did you just say?
What in the bejesus was that?
That's the best shot we had.
Might help if I turn my ringer
This is the best shot that we could give them. Yeah. God, that team sucks a bunch. But here's the thing. Thank God. Well, they both suck a lot. New Orleans just is going to suck enough to probably get in the playoffs. Because they got to go to Atlanta this week, and I feel like they're going to take care of business there. And if San Francisco can't beat L.A., San Francisco's out.
Joshua Pinnock said, I can't understand the Cliff hate. The Cliff hate's really simple. Name me a time that he has outcoached a good coach. He outcoached Mike McCarthy because Mike McCarthy had Dak Prescott, and I have Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is a far superior quarterback to Dak Prescott.
Right.
I do not feel like that is a spicy take. It is what it is. Cliff Kingsbury can beat people he's supposed to beat.
Mm-hmm.
You get him into a real chess match with Sean McVay, he's going to lose every single freaking time. And I would say the same thing about Kyle Shanahan. I'd say the same thing about LaFleur. I'd say I can't believe I'm about to say this out loud. I'd say the same thing about Bruce Arians. I just feel like Cliff Kingsbury is not an elite coach, and he's coaching a team that is that talented.
Mm-hmm.
And he said McVay this year. You really think that was Cliff Kingsbury that is what won that game? Not the fact that the Rams were coming off arguably the biggest win they've had in 3 years against Tampa Bay, and they just dookied in their pants.
Yep.
Ask yourself this. You play the Rams right now. You willing to bet your house on it?
No.
You play the Rams right now. Are you going to put an amount of money on that matters to you?
No.
And you can't tell me this is about X's and O's, not Jimmy's and Joe's, because if you look at the Cardinals roster right now, it's better than the Rams. The high side of the Rams is better. The depth of the Cardinals is better.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I get Sean McVay, and I just feel like he's going to put me in a better position than Cliff Kingsbury's going to put them in.
Right.
But I watched this entire game and went, I'm not gleaning anything from the Cardinals, but I'm gleaning a lot about the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah. The Cowboys are in trouble.
Can we be real honest?
Cowboys
that
offense
is not good.
I was getting ready to say
good.
that. Yeah, that Cowboys offense has been sputtering for a while, and I said this on Sunday. Just because they put up 51 points on the Washington football team week before last, what makes you think that that's a real thing? That is a sustainable path, and it's not. I think they've proven that. I mean, you got to give Arizona some credit for that, but still, Dallas is not a threat in the NFC. That's what I took away from that game.
Said, name me a player that's been better without Cliff. Name me a player on that offense that's played with anybody but Cliff. Rondale Moore, loved him coming in.
Yeah.
Andy Isabella used a second or third round pick on him. He's completely irrelevant. DeAndre Hopkins, he was great in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
James Conner, okay. If you feel great about James Conner, more power to you. But he beat a lot of really, really bad offenses or defenses, excuse me. Chase Edmonds, look at how he's mismanaged Chase Edmonds.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you on the Chase Edmonds thing.
Could he prove me wrong? Sure. I don't think he's going to.
Yeah.
And I've been higher on that team than anybody for longer than anybody.
I was going to say, I think he's already proven you wrong. If the impression that you give is that he's one of the worst coaches in the NFL.
No, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he's not an elite coach.
That's what I mean.
You're coaching an elite team, and you are not in the same class as the high-end coaches in this league.
Right.
Yeah, because in the playoffs, you're going to have to beat the guys I've already talked about, and let's say you make it to the Super Bowl. Now you're going to have to go, Andy Reid, Mike Vrabel, who I can't believe I'm putting him in the good coach category, but I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it.
All right. I think there has been growth, though, for Cliff Kingsbury. You have softened to him some.
Kelvin Beachum went from a backup. Kelvin Beachum started every damn game that he had played for almost a decade between the Steelers and the Jets. Just remember where Kelvin Beachum came from. Kelvin Beachum had injury problems. Yeah, he's coming to and I guess that's the thing that I look at with the Cardinals. It's all smoke and mirrors. Yes, that offense is insanely hard to defend because it's so multiple, it's so spread out. You can mitigate the fact that line's not great. It's good. It's a good line.
Mm-hmm.
Not great, but you can mitigate that because you got a quarterback that at any given time can just take off.
Has Kelvin Beachum really been around that long? Jeez,
he's in his mid-30s.
Wow.
I mean, they were talking about him retiring when he left the Jets.
Yeah.
But he was a serviceable veteran. It's not like he was me.
I didn't realize he had been in the league that long.
Hell, he was in Pittsburgh for 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, for a while.
He was with the Jets for 2.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's been in Arizona for 2 or 3.
Jeez. It just doesn't feel like that. Didn't feel like that long.
Yeah, just to tease what we're going to talk about this afternoon, if you follow us on all the social medias, you already know it's getting ready to come out of my mouth because I posted it last night. I firmly believe Baker Mayfield is the biggest bust in the last 14 years. Somebody corrected my math.
In the last 14 years?
I fully believe he's the biggest bust in the last 14 years.
Okay.
I'm going to post a graphic on our Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, all that shit. If you have a spicy hot take, feel free to attach it to that, and we'll throw those out in the show this afternoon.
Is Baker Mayfield the bustiest of the busts? It's hard to argue. It's hard to argue after watching that game last night. Baker Mayfield he's awful. He's absolutely awful. I mean, what a way to end it for Ben. I'm happy for Ben. That was the only reason we watched the game last night, was so my wife could see, the last game at Heinz Field. Monday Night Football, Ben Roethlisberger. I didn't believe in the narrative going into the game, and I should have. Because, of course, that was the way that was going to end.
I bet it aggressively.
I'm glad you did.
I think it was Ian Cunin that I said this, you never bet against Pittsburgh at home. Ever. And if you had lived by that for the last 20 years, you probably have a very nice house by now.
Will they give him the extension, says Weston Titans fan.
We're going to talk about this afternoon.
Okay.
Because this is all wrapped into the same thing.
Yeah.
Because everybody hears me say Baker Mayfield's the biggest bust of the last 14 years. And they immediately go, Jamarcus Russell or Tim Couch, because some people really struggle to do math. You're missing the point. And I'm going to explain what the point is this afternoon.
Okay.
You got to remember, I'm the draft guy.
Right.
There's a mixture. Sam Bradford was another name I heard a lot of times too. And I'll tell you this afternoon why I disagree with that. You believe what you want to.
Right.
There is a very simple reason that I don't agree with that. Yeah. Now, if you want to talk about money, and I can't remember who said that, I would totally give you credit, but I can't remember what your name was. Money, I don't care about money. Once you get drafted, I don't care. Except to slight you, I don't really care where you were drafted, and I don't care how much money you make. I care about how productive you are. Now, when I start talking about busty things, where you got drafted matters. And that's part of the argument.
That's where you're coming from. All right. So we'll have that this afternoon on ESPN Asheville, locally 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400, heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app.
And now, I do have to say this. I don't want this to get misconstrued that I don't think the Cardinals are a good team. I don't think they're a Super Bowl team.
No.
I don't think they're a Super Bowl team. At this point, you're going to have to convince
teams.
me that you're better than the Green Bay Packers. They're not all good teams because we still have to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and the New Orleans Saints. So they're not all good. You can't go that broad brush.
They're the goodest of the bad teams.
They're gooder than other average teams. I don't know how to say that. I mean, they're a good team.
Yeah.
I just don't think they're a Super Bowl team.
No, I don't either.
Right now, if you gave me 3 teams in the NFL to bet on to win the Super Bowl, I feel like I'm going to win way more often than I lose.
You're going the Green Bay Packers, the Cincinnati Bengals, no, and the Tennessee Titans.
Nope.
No, Kansas City Chiefs, and who?
You're not going to like my answer.
Well, I'm not going to like your answer
because it ain't your team.
I wouldn't expect it to be.
The Buffalo Bills.
Back on the Bills wagon, huh?
It's nothing back on the Bills wagon. It's you have played damn near as bad as you could possibly play. You keep winning. And now, I mean, depending on how this week goes, the Buffalo Bills could end as high as the 2. I feel like they got one in the chamber for Tennessee anyway, based on how that game ended with Josh Allen falling down.
Right.
And, that might be one that I'm trying to be right. The Rams.
Could be.
I had the Bills and the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Guess what? I ain't coming off that.
Oh, you're wait. I thought you were on Green Bay now.
I am, but I'm the only one of the 5 of us that picked preseason. This is what's going to happen. I'm the only one left that both of my teams make even the vaguest little bit of sense.
Yeah. I mean, Tampa.
Somebody had the Washington football team.
Oh, yeah.
Their new name comes out the 2nd of February. we're going to play a fun game with the Washington football team this afternoon.
I of course had the rematch happening between the Chiefs and the Bucs, but the Bucs proved this week you can't. This is not. No. There's no part of me that feels good about what's about to happen with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like, okay, you're going to get a win in the playoffs, possibly. Tom Brady will get you one. Tom will get you one, and then when it comes to that next round, what's going to happen? You're going to have to go on the road.
You're going to come up against a Green Bay team at some point that they got one in the chamber for you.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to go on the road, and you're going to end up playing the Rams. I don't like the chances of that. And even if you do scrape by that game, I mean, I feel like I'm sort of in the same spot last year. The only problem is things are getting worse. Things aren't getting better. We're not getting healthier. Our defense isn't playing great. And now the weapons are not what they were.
Yeah, you got one that's dropping fresh tracks on his Spotify though, bro.
You got no more Antonio Brown. You got Chris Godwin out for the year. I'm left with Mike Evans and Tyler Johnson and Brashad Perriman, and it feels very, very New England Patriot-y. But
as soon as you got to Brashad Perriman, you have officially lost me.
Oh, yeah. Cyril Grayson Jr. I like the kid. But, I mean, you're not going to go win the Super Bowl with.
That's the one that got behind Elijah Riley.
Yeah.
Just
okay. You didn't want to win that game anyway.
I know, but
you're still mad.
I did because I wanted to talk shit to you for the next 40 weeks, and I would have aggressively. Oh my God, you would have had to have. Oh, you would have had to have concreted me in this room to get me to stop talking shit. And even then, I would have found a way to crawl out the bulletproof window.
But it didn't happen. But Tom Brady happened again.
Oh, fuck Tom Brady.
Yeah, it doesn't go away. He never goes away.
Yeah, he's like herpes. He is the herpes sore of the NFL.
Pretty much. Yeah, no, I feel like it's Green Bay. Cincinnati's got to be in there. They've got to be a Super Bowl contender.
I've been trying to figure out why I couldn't scroll through the comments. Because I'm using the wrong mouse like a dumb shit.
Oh, nice. Good job.
Rob Johnson asked us,
I'm your huckleberry.
What the hell happened to the Colts, and what do you think about a possible Colts-Bengals playoff game? I will level with you. I would say if Cincinnati had their druthers, the Indianapolis Colts are the team they don't want to play.
Okay. Why?
Now that's taking out the Titans because they're going to be the one.
Okay, why?
Because Jonathan Taylor's just different. He controls so many things. Problem is, you still got Carson Wentz as your quarterback.
Why would I be afraid of that?
I do really need you to understand that if it wasn't for the greatest Peter Pan drop a bullshit touchdown in your lap, that game would never have been close. Carson Wentz threw arguably the worst. I'm not saying it's the worst pass. The pass was great. If you couldn't see what he was throwing into. Arguably the worst decision I've seen from a quarterback all year.
Okay.
And it bounced off two Raider defenders because they couldn't agree which one was going to pick it off.
Right.
It bounced straight up in the air, and it landed in T.Y. Hilton's lap. If it wasn't for that, the Raiders dominated that game pretty well.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, what happened to the Colts? The same thing I told you before that game. Tank's in here going, there's zero chance. No, they lose, they're done. The Colts get the Jaguars next week.
Yep.
They knew they were in. I don't have to win this game. There's no urgency here. If we lose to the Raiders, whoop-de-fuck. We lost to the Raiders. Right. It'll be one of those things we look back on and go, oh, yeah, remember when we did that? That was stupid.
That was cool.
Remember when we lost to the Raiders? That was stupid.
I don't disagree. I don't think there's, as much drama as you could try to put into Indianapolis goes to Jacksonville and they haven't won there 6 years in a row. I've heard all of that already, and it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, here's the thing. Is Trevor Lawrence still playing quarterback? Okay, then I think we'll be just fine.
Did you see? Have you seen what's been happening with the Jacksonville Jaguars? I don't think Indianapolis is going to be scared.
They lost to the New England Patriots 147-3.
Right.
And it could have been worse.
Right. I mean, I have tried to adopt as much concern as possible, and I have zero. I have zero concern about Indianapolis going to Jacksonville because that's all they got to do is win.
Well, and I don't have overreaching concerns with Indianapolis. They're the team I thought they were. They're going to make the playoffs where I didn't think they were going to.
Right.
By the way, just throwing this out there, as somebody that, we got videos coming out this week of best case, worst case scenario. You remember when I said that before the season I could tell you 12 of the 14 teams that made the playoffs?
Yes.
I hit 12.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. So long as let's see, what can screw me? So long as the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mm-hmm. So long as they don't find a way to make the playoffs. Because the two I missed, and I missed them aggressively, were the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Right.
I don't think I've ever missed a team as bad as I missed the Bengals. I had them at 1-16.
I think, yeah.
You had them at 2-15.
I think I did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Oh, I know you did because I've already looked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went back and started cutting these things in preparation of the week. Yeah, and we were wrong.
We were super wrong.
By the way, two teams that have the most views of anything we've done on YouTube in the last calendar year. Yeah. Care to take a stab at who they are?
Cincinnati Bengals. And the Chargers, right?
Nope.
No?
Chargers are up there. They're in the top 5. So are the Raiders. Nope.
Rams?
Nope.
I remember we went on a West Coast
are in the top 5. Yeah. But you're missing the team at 2. And God, their fan base loves to go, we told you that you were. I missed them by 2 games. Just so we're clear.
Patriots?
Hey. Patriots are up there. It's Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh.
Their fans love to tag my name on YouTube and go, You're stupid. You said that I said you'd go 7-10. I said you'd go 7-10. You're going to go 9-8. Mm-hmm. Or 10-7, whatever.
Yeah. Could be 10-7.
Could be. I don't.
I mean, they've clinched the playoff spot, and it's the best they can
They've clinched the playoff spot, and they've basically clinched that they're going to be the 7th seed. So
if I think you glean over that the fact that San Francisco has to beat L.A. this week. And I'd feel worse about that if L.A. wasn't playing for anything. But L.A.'s playing for the division.
Yeah.
They got to win. If they don't win...
But I don't understand. I don't really get what you're saying here.
I'm saying San Francisco is probably going to lose to the Rams. And if that happens and the Saints beat the Atlanta Falcons, the Saints are in and the San Francisco 49ers are out.
Yeah, I don't look for that to happen.
Really?
No, I don't.
You just said earlier in the show that there's no way they're beating the Rams this week. Well, if they don't, they got problems.
Yeah. It'll work itself out.
It'll all work itself out.
The New Orleans Saints suck goat scrub. I refuse to believe there's a world where they make the playoffs.
You're going to end up with the San Francisco 49ers sitting at home while the Saints and the Philadelphia Eagles are in the playoffs. And I can't wait to hear you bitch about it.
Oh, and I will.
Oh, aggressively. We all know this.
You know who I'd blame?
Carol fucking bastard.
She never goes away. She's
the Tom Brady of Tigers.
God. So one thing I couldn't bring myself to do over the break, I kept fighting the urge. I'm not watching that damn second Tiger King thing.
I mean, you're missing out. I watched the Doc Angel documentary. That dude is fucked in the head.
I'm just not going to do it. All right, any final things to wrap up here before we sign off and hit you at 3 this afternoon?
Let's see. Did we talk about everything that we said we were going to talk about?
Everything that matters?
Let's look at the description because I don't remember. Yeah, we hit it all.
Yeah. I mean, and here's the last question. Are the AFC playoffs set? Are the teams that are in there right now, is Vegas, Baltimore, or Pittsburgh gonna be able to pull together one of these concoctions of I need 7 things to happen for me to make the playoffs?
Well, I mean, and they all start and end with the same thing. You need the Colts to lose to the Jaguars. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And you need the Chargers and the Raiders to not end, or you need that to end in a tie.
Right.
That's not going to happen. Here's how this is going to go. The Colts are going to make the playoffs as the 6th.
Yep.
The winner of Raiders-Chargers this week is going to make it as the 7th.
End of story.
It's done.
Yeah.
It's done. It's done.
Everything
else is just bullshit.
Yeah.
I do have to.
And by the way, I just want to get this in there for Brian Haynes. Go Chargers, go! I cannot have the Las Vegas Raiders make the friggin' playoffs after all the shit that I've talked about them this year.
I'm so conflicted because there's really no way for me to lose because some of my favorite people that watch this show are Raiders fans and some of my other favorite ones are Chargers fans. So there's really no winner and there's almost an invariable loser because I'm going to feel bad for whoever doesn't make it.
Right.
But yeah,
but the opportunity to see Tank have to wallow
to
in
just
it.
have to just eat that shit. The Raiders are not a good football team.
They're not. I still maintain they're not.
Yeah. Still say that when they make the playoffs. I would be remiss if I didn't point out, armchair I missed on New England too, but not by as much as you think.
Oh, yeah. Well, you had them
I wasn't as far off on them as I was. No, I had them at 7. Don't ask me how many I had the Jets winning because that's not a question we need to talk about.
That was somewhere in the 8-9 range. Yeah.
And here's the thing. If we hadn't choked on hind 10 against the fucking stupid Buccaneers.
What, you'd be at 5.
Oh, we had 2 other games we should have won too.
Yeah.
The Jets could be at 7 wins really easily. And as a draft guy that's going to this draft, really glad we didn't.
Really glad you didn't.
Because there's no path to us winning the other 10.
Keep on losing. All right, we'll be with you this afternoon on ESPN, Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400, the Sportsocracy PM, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And after show, are we doing the first uncensored hour?
If we do a morning show, there won't be an after hours. So tomorrow will be the first day that you see 3 to 6. And we have some cool things planned for that. HWA will be here this afternoon. And, just we're going to figure this out as we go.
Give it a whirl.
Because we don't really know how this is going to go, but we're going to give it the old college shot.
So, tune in this afternoon, and we'll get into we haven't talked any college football because that's not what we do on Overreaction Tuesdays, but we got to talk some college football as well.
So you mean we haven't?
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's do this. Not this time, baby. Yeah. Not this time.
Yeah.
Stop it. I can already feel it coming. Nope. Not today, Satan. We get a second shot. There's no way it's going to happen. 40 years of futility going to be taken out on that field against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Not today, Junior. We'll see y'all this afternoon on ESPN Asheville, and I'm not. Let's stop that.
Oh, that button's going to be hit a copious number of times. I've actually condensed it down into a smaller button so that I can hit it more times.
Hit us up on social media with those busts. Jeremy going to be giving us his juicy little nuggets on Baker Mayfield being the bustiest of the busts this afternoon.
Draft content all week this week. English shopping list for every NFL team. And my first 7-round mock draft next week.
We're always here in the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. We'll see you this afternoon.